Hey guys, so we have info on the next Zenkai Awakening, and it is BLU Bardock. A lot of you guys probably guessed that this was coming. There was a video posted, I think it was the V-Jump YouTube channel, and it was Toshi playing against the V-Jump mascot guy, you know, with like the V hat thing. He was playing against him in some kind of like gimmick match or whatever. And the V-Jump guy was using all fusions, and Toshi was using just BLU Bardock. So people were speculating that this guy might have been the next Zenkai unit, and lo and behold, it was. So you were right if you speculated that. A lot of times they do this where, you know, they throw some vague reference to a character out there, and it oftentimes is hinting at that. So keep your eyes out for the next one. But okay, so Super Saiyan Bardock Zenkai Awakening incoming. On top of his main ability that boosts card draw speed, his fourth unique ability boosts both special damage, or sorry, not special damage, boosts both damage dealt and card draw speed. Buff Super Saiyan allies and increase draw speed by 2 levels to end battles fast. Okay, so there's a few things with this, and I've seen some people already come to the conclusion that this guy's going to be buffing other units with card draw speed. I don't think that's the case. I think, because if you take a look at the actual wording of this, it's hard to tell based off the wording. But you know, it's possible that it does mean that. It's just hard to tell. So on top of his main ability that boosts card draw speed, his fourth unique ability boosts both damage dealt and card draw speed. I assume that's talking about himself. So his main ability boosts card draw speed, and his fourth unique ability also boosts card draw speed. I assume that's for himself. Buff Super Saiyan allies and increase card draw speed by 2 levels, which is what we just saw, these two, to end battles fast. So I think all this is talking about is he's just getting 2 times card draw speed for himself. Like, that's what I'm getting from this right here. But I mean, who knows? Maybe okay, so if he buffs he literally can't buff card draw speed times 2 for allies, because that would just be like I can't even imagine how dumb that would be. But basically, I don't know, because this guy is already good. Like, this Bardock, you can throw him on a team right now with Super Saiyans, and he himself doesn't have to do anything. So if this guy's actually able to hold his own in a fight and like participate in a way that he can actually do damage, he's doing combos, which he definitely will be able to do combos because of the fact that he has 2 times card draw speed. Like, this is going to be a dangerous unit to do this for. I think up until this point, they haven't really tinkered with a unit of this caliber that has the potential to just completely just obliterate the entire game. Yes, we do have Zenkai Gohan LF. Yes, we do have Zenkai Beerus LF. We have Zenkai Buu. We have all these broken Zenkai units. I think this guy has the potential to be worse than all of them very easily if they make a mistake in designing this guy. So because of that fact, I think they're going to try and take it a little bit more easy with this guy's Zenkai. I don't think this guy's going to be broken. People are already saying, like, oh, this is the end of PvP, this is the end of the game. I don't think they're going to go super ham with this guy. I think he'll be good, but I think his upgrades and his buffs will be minimal. But we won't know until tomorrow, so we'll find out. But I want to quickly take a look at the tag he's going to be buffing, which I assume is going to be Super Saiyans, right? So if we're talking about blue Super Saiyans, which I think is what he's going to be buffing, let's take a look at his Z ability, and he's buffing, you know, Super Saiyans, strike, attack, and defense. So the first unit comes to mind, Namekoku. So Namekoku obviously has aged at this point a little bit. He's not nearly what he once was. You know, you used to queue into a PvP fight this guy, and have the worst experience of your life fighting this guy, because he was just countering everything. He was one-shotting units. He was nullifying endurance. He was back floating. You couldn't do anything. But nowadays, it's much easier to deal with him because of the fact that he's just aged, and they changed the battle system. So this guy can be good still, obviously, if you know how to use him. And actually, this is one of the harder units in the game to use, because the skill cap to use this guy is pretty high. You have to know what you're doing. You have to anticipate what your enemy is going to be doing. You have to know what the movements in the game look like before they actually happen. So if you can still use this guy well, if you're a skilled player, like, the combo of these two units together, especially with the Zenkai buff and the just regular Super Saiyan buffs from Bardock, like, this guy can be insane. And I assume at some point this guy's going to be getting a Zenkai, but not for a very long time, because we still have quite a few LFs to go through. We have 2 more before this guy gets one, if we're going in order, right? We have Goten and then Super Vegito, and then this guy, who, by the way, both those guys are also Super Saiyans. So, I'm just gonna, okay, so I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial. Out of every unit on this list of Super Saiyans, I can't really say anything about this guy because I don't have him at Zenkai 7, so I, out of experience of using every unit, I've used every single unit on this list, except for this guy at Zenkai 7 because I don't have him. In my opinion, I think this is the best unit on this list. Super Kaioken Goku. A lot of people are going to think that the best unit on this list is Vegito, which there's definitely an argument to be made for Vegito. I'm not going to argue against that at all. I think that's a very solid argument to make. But in my opinion, this guy is more impressive to me. Vegito's certainly very good. I'm not going to say he's not. But I think this guy's card draw speed and the way that he can abuse his endurance and abuse the ability for him to just get a Rising Rush like super quickly, it makes him a little bit better than Vegito. Because I would say easily Vegito is better than this Goku once he transforms and once he actually gets going. But in the first like 15 to 20 counts of the match, this guy is like literally one of the best units in the game. You can very easily get a Rising Rush with this guy in like 10 counts. That's how insane it is. Plus he's, he can feint. He does a lot of damage. He's, again, endurance, but it's conditional endurance, which again, it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's actually not that hard to get if you're able to manage your health effectively, which just isn't super hard to do. So I think it's, these 2 are probably the top 2 Super Saiyan units in the game right now. I would probably say Bardock is going to be up there after this Zenkai. This guy's also very good, but the problem with this guy is he's green, and this guy's also green, and if you're going to choose one of these guys to use, I would probably pick this Goku. But what's interesting about this guy is I feel like this guy could probably synergize better with Bardock, because A, he's strike-based, and then B, I think pretty much betting all of your crits on the blue card is a more effective strategy to use with crits. Because the way that this Bardock works, if you guys aren't familiar, is this Bardock, the reason why he's still really, really good is this one line. 70% to critical damage. I don't know. So basically this means if you're critting, your attacks that are crits are doing 70% more damage, which is just absurd. Like, when this guy first came out, there were teams in the game that would kill you in like 2 cards, and back then that was unheard of. So in this day and age where we have like just power creep to the max, what is this going to look like? I assume this is not changing. If they change this and make this better, like that's where things start to get a little bit like, okay, what are you doing here? But I think this is going to literally remain the same. Maybe this gets buffed to like 18 counts or something. Like, that's the only thing I could see. But this is one of the most powerful unique abilities in the entire game, still to this day. And that's the reason why you can still throw this guy on the team with Super Saiyans, and the team still would be, have a fighting chance of actually winning. But we can get rid of him. This guy, if you're fighting with Bardock and you switch into this Goku and you combo into a blue card, like, this blue card can pretty much one-shot anything in the game, like with a crit, because of how much damage this blue card does even without being supported, plus all these buffs that he's getting with that. Like, that's going to be insane. So that's also another combination I think could work very well here. And then other than that, I mean, you have the 2 transforming Goten and Trunks units who just came out. The problem that I have with these guys, with Bardock, is that they don't start out as Super Saiyans. And that's sort of a problem that we've been seeing more and more frequently with units. Like, the fact that they aren't Super Saiyans right away means that if you have Bardock and not this guy, and you switch into a Super Saiyan unit, right? So if a tag Super Saiyan, other than this character's battle member, Bardock is going to get these buffs, and he's going to give these buffs to Super Saiyans. So if you switch out from Bardock, let's say you lead off with Bardock, and you switch into Goten, Goten is not going to get any buffs, because guess what? He's not on the Super Saiyan tag. You can see he's not on the tag. Actually, it shows it here, but in the game, he's not on the Super Saiyan tag until he actually transforms. Once he transforms, he gets the tag, and then only from that point forward until his transformation expires. Once he switches to Bardock and switches back in, then these buffs will apply. So, yeah, these guys are okay with Bardock, but I don't think, it's in this meta that's extremely fast-paced. You know, you have Vegeta Blue running around, you have the father-son Kamehameha LF Gohan, who is going to just one-card you. You don't have time to establish these transformations and then have Bardock start to, actually affect your team and support your team. So these are not terrible options for pairing up with Bardock, but I think there's better choices here. And I guess this guy, Broly. So Zenkai Broly is really good. I mean, it's hard to really say because there are very few people who actually have this guy at Zenkai 7. I mean, even at Zenkai 1, it could be a good option to run with Bardock. It's just 2 blue units, right? You don't really want to really do that too often. This guy's really good, but he's an EX. Who else? This guy you probably want to have on bench just because this guy and Bardock have always been really good partners together. Not necessarily in battle, but this guy on the bench with Bardock. And the reasoning for that is because this guy actually gives crit damage. So this guy gives, at 14 stars, 25% Super Saiyan crit damage. And then, a bit like we just saw, Bardock is giving 70. So as much as you can stack that crit damage as possible, that's going to be the most effective strategy. This guy's still really good. This Vegeta can be good, for sure. Super Vegeta's still good. So there's quite a few good options on this team. But I think, in my personal opinion, I'm looking forward to using this guy the most. And maybe this guy too. I might throw him on a team as well. But yeah, with these hybrid Saiyans transforming units, like even this Gohan, like you can use him with Bardock because he's a Super Saiyan, but then once he transforms into Super Saiyan 2, that's it. He's not getting buffs anymore, and he's not providing Bardock with buffs either, which is going to hurt him too. We can sort of see the same issue with Rose, the one that just came out, transforming Rose, where he doesn't have God Ki until he transforms. And the reason why that's an issue is because if you're running him with Beerus, like Zenkai 7 Beerus, Zenkai 7 Beerus is not applying his Zenkai ability to Goku Black until he transforms because he's not on the God Ki tag. So, a lot of weird, sort of difficult to maneuver things happening with the tags in this game, but overall, I'm pretty excited for the Zenkai. I will have a 14 stars Zenkai 7 1400% showcase up tomorrow night when he drops, so look forward to that. I have enough resources to to 1400% about 10 Zenkai units. I've been grinding like a madman to get those, so I am set for a very long time, thanks to the weekend soul stages. So anyway, let me know down below what you guys think about this new Bardock Zenkai. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.